right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio, right here on Opera. And today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento, Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689 or blindsofsacramento.com. Now today, I've got a lovely lady in here, and we've met at a couple of Aaron's M&O events. Miss Nurse Jen Jordan, how you doing, my dear?
Doing awesome today.
And I am really looking forward to seeing what it is that you do and learning a little bit more about how to be a little bit healthier, because I eat like crap, as you know. Everyone's always getting on me about this too, and I know one day I'm going to kick myself.
Yes, you will.
Jen Jordan. So let's really dig deep into who is Jen Jordan.
Who is Jen Jordan? Well, I am someone that was born passionate about the health and well-being of others and animals, and took that to move on to become a nurse. I'm a registered nurse. I'm an international board-certified feeding consultant for babies, and I've opened my own health and wellness business 4 years ago after dropping out of the traditional hospital institution. I was in there for 30 years, and so it was like a sentence.
No. And so, kind of what was it for you to get away from the traditional quote unquote medicine? And I say that very facetiously because, medicine is really designed to mask problems, not treat problems, right? I know you have a look of disgust right now when I say that. What was it for you? Like, what was that breaking point where you're like, you know what, we need to start helping people?
Yeah, so it was years and years of being in a very slow soul death. Mm-hmm. I was able to make the most of the times that I was in the hospital setting and in those clinical settings, because I would do a lot of side off the record teaching and showing other ways that people could move forward with a diagnosis they'd received or a treatment they need. And so I was called to the principal's office a lot, or called to my nurse manager's office a lot for, why did you say that to Mr. Smith? Well, because Mr. Smith was only given one option, and he's actually has three. And so it's been really important to me all these times for people to be able to make educated decisions about their health. And people are been silenced. So to answer your question, I was also silenced. We're all silenced. We're in that institution if we're not following the rules. If we're not saying exactly what Dr. Smith wants us to say, which is not true, and a bunch of BS, and it's putting money in that person's pocket. Correct. And getting them out for their tea time, and times.
Well, we saw that in the show Scrubs, Dr. Kelso, and that's my only reference, because that's the only time I've ever taken an interest in this field. But, Dr. Kelso, they would, Dr. Cox would come in and say, he has other options. Yes, but he doesn't have insurance. And saying, we're not going to get paid. And then he would say, okay, well, Mrs. Smith over there passed away 20 minutes ago. Let's use her insurance, that kind of stuff, which is fraud. But they would get the job done.
Absolutely. And there is a lot of fraud. And yes. And I worked at a hospital years ago they were caught doing Medicare fraud. And so as an outcome of that, we had to attend these ridiculously dumb classes all the time after that. So we would not be doing fraud. And it's like, we're not the ones that committed the fraud.
Yeah. We're just trying to help people. But these other people are trying to line their pockets. We can literally help this wonderful lady here get another good 8 or 10 years out of her life and spend time with her grandkids. Or we can let her go to hell, and she'll be she'll be taken out of here in a body bag in 48 hours. Yeah. One of those types of things. Just because she doesn't have any money.
Yeah. Or just because it doesn't have any money, or because, it is the bottom line. So when doctors are recommending drugs, I don't know if I want to get how specific I want to get
That's
here.
Okay.
I don't know if I make a bunch of people mad. But the statin, this isn't the direction I was going to go, but let's just go. So statins, for example, they make me insane. So they are to lower cholesterol. Okay. So what the okay level used to be 300, for an okay level of a cholesterol. As these statins became developed and were rolling into the market, they dropped the numbers down to keeping cholesterol under 200.
So they can sell more of the.
So every single, you walk in because your left pinky toe hurts, and they're like, oh, let's put you on a statin, because they do get kickbacks on that. You know, in chemo, they buy chemo at wholesale. They sell it to their patient retail. So there's that bit of corruptedness. And then there's zero discussion about wellness.
Correct.
And that is mind, body, spirit.
But we're just selling drugs.
We're selling drugs, and you're a flesh pod. But you're also you're also a victim of the food industry.
Oh man, that's a whole different animal.
But it all ties into what
I know it is.
It all ties in. Well, how'd they get so sick in the first place that they're showing up there that they're needing these things?
I know.
It's because
they're going to lunch with me at McDonald's.
So, I'm no fun to go to lunch with, by the way.
So what is it that you do? Let's really dig into this, because my understanding is you're looking at health from a holistic approach. You're saying we have the sun, we have the water, we have energy in X, Y, and Z. So how does all this work?
How all this comes together, and I will let you know because I never answered your question. 4 years ago, I had a basically pretty close to near-death experience with a rare bacterial infection that was God tugging on me to get out of that system to do this true work, because all those years, this is how I raised my family. Neither one of my children ever had an antibiotic or a cavity, but I had to go work in this system. And then I had a second experience that threw me back in the hospital as a health condition, a heart condition out of nowhere. And then ultimately I made a choice to not take a shot that was being pushed on everybody very heavily in 2021. And then I was terminated after 30 years. And it was during my body and my choice. Because of my background that I'm about to share, of being holistic, my body can handle these things. That's how we're designed.
Yes.
And they were really pushing against, and I wasn't going to drink that Kool-Aid. So that's how I got to where I was.
I did the one. And
J&J,
whatever the one was, and we were getting on a plane to go shoot that first movie, and we weren't going to be able to get on the plane.
Exactly.
So I did the one.
Yep. Because to me, the entire thing was so unethical. There's people
I'm
that
not even going to get into it.
I don't want to. I don't want to go there.
We could complain about that one for the next 20 years. It gets us nowhere.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't. But
nowhere.
It did get me, and very far actually.
Well, yes, it
launched me.
Correct, absolutely.
It launched me.
And so what exact? Tell me what you're doing here. So
what I'm doing now, started 4 years ago, is I purchased a very specific medical device from Germany, and there's only 2 of us in the U.S. that are using it this way. I modeled my practice after my doctor in the Bay Area. So this particular device has been my medicine for 14 years now. Going on 15, because it's what I did for 10 years prior. So when I was sitting there going, okay, now what am I going to do? I've been wanting to leave this corrupt system that's not really into wellness, and now I have my opportunity. What am I going to do? And that was the message that came straight through from God by a time waiver. Okay. So because I was fired, I could cash into my 403B and spend the $50,000 on this device and get it shipped from Germany in 4 days, which is pretty unheard of. So what I do is people that have health setbacks, they've been in traditional, I don't even like to call it traditional, but allopathic Western medicine. They're not feeling better. They're in pain. They still are fatigued. They don't sleep well. They can't lose weight. All the things. Then they went and explored functional medicine. Now they have 4,000 supplements and they still feel like shit. So that's where I come in. That's my client. Because I take a hair sample, nail sample, or saliva sample, I scan it into using my device, and this is a bioresonance device that actually reads the frequency of their DNA. And I can go down to naming names of specific nutrients that they're deficient in, of specific bacteria that they have, viruses, whatever those are. That's a whole nother story. And parasites. Everyone freaks out.
Yes.
Everyone has parasites. And so we are able to actually get, oh, hey, you're not producing this neurotransmitter in your intestine because your intestine's on fire because you're sensitive to this food or you're on this medication.
Sounds like one of those, what do they call them, the OB3 readers that you plug into your car that tells you all the check engine light and everything?
It's a code reader.
Yeah, that's what it tells me.
You
That's
know,
what it winds me up.
do you need royalties on that one if I steal that? Cause
Yeah, that's killer. I like that because that's kind of what you're telling me here. It tells me everything that's going on with your...
Yeah, I'm just going to just bend over. I'm going to put this, somewhere. It won't hurt, I promise. And I'm going to read the codes that your body's throwing. I've never even thought about that because I love code readers. I love those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically...
You're a car guy, so,
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and then you're like, are you coming in here with a check engine light? What check engine light do you have? They're all limping. Oh, you got a flat tire. I see what's going on.
Oh, thank you for that. It is. It's a human code reader. And then we can break down those codes right underneath that.
Because that's exactly what it is. It's going to tell you everything that's wrong with the car, and then you have to go and figure it all out. Yeah.
You do have to figure it out. And that's the piece that comes in is my clinical background. I have, 34 years now of clinical experience ties into these codes, if you will, coming up. And now what do we do? So what do we find out if this certain neurotransmitter, you're not making dopamine because you're having issues with your gut and that's affecting your nerves, right?
Yes,
so do you know that Parkinson's is a dopamine problem?
I didn't know that. Interesting.
And then I can go back so far and read these codes, if you will, that they're not making L-DOPA because it's not converting. Well,
Very
why?
interesting.
Because the stomach's a hot freaking mess. So it doesn't matter what someone's presenting with, what their health setback. When we come in, we are usually always starting here in the gut because that's where I'm being guided to. Because that's where we need to heal that in there because that affects your vagus nerve, that affects your nervous system. What's going on in the gut is affecting your brain. What's going on in the brain's affecting your gut.
Have you written a book on all this stuff yet?
Are you familiar with human design?
No.
Okay, well, human design is like astrology on crack, and in that I'm a manifesting generator. And with that, I have 4 million ideas. My brain's just like powing off all the time. So I have books I have started, and that's a manifesting generator.
You just got to keep going. You got to get them out
trait.
there. You got to get them out there. Yeah. I've done like 35, and I still think of a billion things I can write. And I'm like, I just need to put all that stuff in the magazine.
I bet you $100 you're a manifesting generator if you did your HD. So, no, I have not. Do I want to? Yes. Do I love to go and do public speaking about this? 100%. My favorite thing is small groups of people, like a boutique wellness setting, and we're talking about hormones and gut and
have you met, you haven't met Blossom yet then?
I have not.
Blossom. So she owns Arden Creek Laser and Aesthetics, and so she does all the lipo and Botox and all the stuff. And so one of the things that they do is the health and wellness and weight loss. They have all these different programs. She teaches classes.
Love it.
And so we do our open house at her space every third Friday. And so let's get you out there, get you in front of Blossom. Blossom's amazing. Just an absolute doll. Just incredible human being. And she's just been such a very integral part of the last maybe 60, 90 days. She's been so involved in everything that we're doing. And so, let's get you in.
I would love that because the missing piece, there's a big missing piece here often. People are doing the things. They're shifting their food. They're doing whatever it is, if they're doing peptide therapy or whatever that is. And they're like, God, I'm still not losing weight. I still have this food allergy. Am I still bloated? What are you doing?
That's Blossom.
Oh yeah. Let's definitely connect.
If you go back one more page.
She's one more. Oh yeah. She's an FMP. That's right.
Is that the one where we're taking the picture inside of her space at the open house? Yes. Yeah, the one on the left.
Yeah.
And so that's her space.
Oh my gosh! I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I love that. Okay, so she's an RN also, and a family nurse practitioner, an FNP. Oh,
and her
husband, be so interested.
Her husband is one of the executives for UC Davis, by the way.
I love it. Oh my gosh!
And so they were at Ferrari Challenge with us, and she was the one that went up with me to the Ferrari thing in San Francisco with Lucia Zanetti. Yeah.
Yeah, she and I will have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So the missing piece for everybody, I want to make this point because in case people are wondering, why am I doing all the things and I'm not getting better? the working with the emotions and the stress and the nervous system is not an extra fluffy piece if you have time to get to it. It is often, and most of the time, what is the bridge of getting you from here to there, and people put that last. Do you know how hard it is to do a breathing practice? I know, because I basically hold my breath all day until I think about it. But I teach people about breathing.
I forget to breathe when I'm playing my guitar on stage, and you'll see me, I get dizzy or I go,
yeah.
because my body's like, okay, you need to breathe now, but I forget.
We forget. And so what we do most of the day is we breathe just to not die. You breathe just enough to not die. Well, that is not thriving.
No.
And the breath is critical for safety.
What's actually
signaling.
funny is we had we just did the master class with Dr. Sherry Seagraves last Tuesday, and she was talking about breathing, and she spent probably 10 minutes talking about the importance of breathing to be successful.
Yes.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yes.
Why are you so passionate about this? I mean, I kind of get it, but I want to hear it from you. Why are you so passionate about this?
I don't like to see suffering. I'm very much into justice. And so I think that people have been, it's been an injustice to people the way our medical system has been developed to just be a sick system, and our food industry, which we talked about as well. So I'm passionate about showing people these connections, how they come together inside their body, because everybody deserves the God-given, pure, beautiful health freedom we were born with. We were born perfect. And then our environmental influences has deteriorated health. So I am so passionate about it, because if you have all these people in the world that are experiencing ultimate health, they are amazing. They're on fire. They're experiencing joy. Have you seen a person that's in chronic pain be joyful?
I get it.
No. So what happens when we're all healthy and we have joy? Well, we feel love more easily. What's happening to the whole world? Well, we are raising the frequency. So for me, it's very much a bigger picture.
You need to be putting all of this into words, either with a blog or go to medium.com and put your stuff out on Medium, your own podcast or radio show. You need to be telling the world what you've got here. Otherwise, no one's going to know.
Yeah. Yes.
You really do.
Getting it out there would be great, because it
really
is
do.
part of saving the world. One healthy person at a time.
The closest thing we've seen recently to world peace was literally the World Cup.
Yes.
That's the closest thing we've seen to world peace in like the last 25 years.
Because they were so surprised about how open and loving and
everybody was.
Everyone was to each other.
Yeah,
and it's like, that's what's real.
They ran out of beer in Boston. What are the odds?
Whoa.
They didn't know. Do you know about that?
No.
They ran out of beer. They had like the Samuel Adams Brewery serving Bud Light because they ran out of beer.
Oh, in Boston. They should have ran and started searching for tea.
It was hilarious, right? Yeah. What type of clients are you looking for? Yeah, you already kind of briefly mentioned it.
Those that have acknowledged that they are ready to really dig in onto different types of levels. That it isn't just, here, we're going to eat, broccoli instead of macaroni and cheese. We need to look at your attitude. We need to look at your daily meditation practice, which is not you don't have to become a Buddha or a Buddhist, right?
So Crystal Dunn, all she talks about is growing her food. And she just did a master class on what's in your food. And she's now doing cooking classes through our group and teaching people how to use raw ingredients and make really good stuff. She's like, you can make fruit punch out of beets.
Yeah. And
she's like, and it's good. It doesn't taste like crap.
I'm part of a group called Weston A. Price Foundation, and it's based on, sustainable living, growing your own food, raising your own livestock for
exactly
food.
What she's doing.
For me these days, because of what's happening with the food industry and the control they're trying to do, or they've been doing, that they are doing, For me, the largest act of rebellion is actually growing your own food, protected from any icky,
All the stuff.
pesticides or whatever they're doing with this whole bacteria outbreak thing. So I love it. And so that's that. If you are growing your own food, your love actually went into that. So when you eat it, you're actually eating the energy.
No, you need to connect with Crystal as well. This is what this group is about. This is what this group is about. You know what I like about this group versus other groups? You can go into these roundtable groups and they're like, oh, we already have a realtor. We don't want to bring in another realtor. Oh, we already have somebody in our group that does what you do. There's no reason why you couldn't have 5 people in that group doing exactly the same thing, because they all have a different take and a different perspective. And when you have different takes and different perspectives, everybody works together and they can all solve different niches. But when there's only one person of each category inside the group, it takes away from the quality of everything else that's happening in that group. And the sad part about it is what happens if that realtor sucks? You've only got one realtor in that group and they suck. It's a sucky group. A lot of noise out there, whatever that was.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Okay, so let's start to close her up here. So you said that health should be simple.
Yes, health should be simple. It shouldn't be a complicated closet full of supplements. I don't believe in all this over supplementation, going in blindly with that. So people end up having very complicated forms of or methods of trying to be healthy by buying every single vitamin or whatever they see on Instagram or whatever. So backing into what I do, where I can actually read the frequency of someone's DNA and find exactly where are they low in these nutrients or what food is actually affecting them and catching their whole body on fire, basically, and work with just those simple things there. I don't put people on a bunch of supplements. I will if they need to. And health should be simple. You know why we have the sun? Well, there's many reasons.
Yes.
But it charges our mitochondria. It charges our cells. We are very fancy salt water batteries. So if we go out and we look at the morning sun for 10 minutes, right as it's coming up, we're actually making our melatonin to go to sleep that night.
What's actually really interesting about that is it's the directional path. You're probably going to be pretty surprised that I know this. It's the directional path of the rays that are coming in at the sunrise, and they're passing at a horizontal ray instead of a vertical ray. And it's passing through our atmosphere at a different rate, and our body is capturing that. And it's the same at sunset, but it's a different reason. I don't remember. It was something about our sleep. When the rays are coming at a sunset, they're coming in at a different angle, and it starts to set our mind up to sleep better. It's a really interesting thing, but there was science behind it.
Absolutely.
And I read this. I kind of know this.
I'm so proud of you. We'll work on the Red Bulls next to get those out.
Oh,
here.
man, they have a new one that just came out.
I didn't want to hear.
Good.
But you are correct, and those are things I teach as well. Here's a thing. Here's a simple health hack, like you were saying. As the sun goes down, so we are to mimic that what you were trying to tell me and what you had heard is that our cortisol levels will fall as the sun becomes more horizontal and is down. And so around our house at night, turn off the big overhead LEDs. Bring your floor lamps, like have your lights be at hip level, low. Bring everything down because you're dropping your cortisol and you're raising the melatonin for sleep. So you're right. That is, the sun influences our hormones, and we can mimic that inside. A lot of people can't sleep because they're mimicking the noon sunlight, which you're supposed to be awake. So the simple health should be simple. Let's use the sun. The dirt. Do you know when you stand on the ground, you transfer electrons, negatively charged electrons, up through your feet into your body because each cell has a charge? And it needs to hold a specific charge in order to have optimal health. And if that cell gets too positively charged, it is susceptible to cancer, to all the types of diseases. So you stand on the earth and you're charging your cells. You can hold a tree, and this is not woo-woo. You can hold a tree and you're going to transfer electrons from the tree, and you're going to charge your cells. So you're making hormones through the sun. You're charging your cells by touching the earth. And water's another situation too. We're water. We have to.
We're like 70% water, right?
There's different percentages on that. People argue about that, but we were created in water. We in an amniotic sac. We were amniotic fluid. It was salt water. And then what do? They go tell you not to eat salt. I have a whole big problem with that too. And the first thing they do in an emergency is start a saline IV.
One of our old clients owns the salt cave in Auburn. Are you familiar?
No, probably Himalayan salt walls.
Yeah, they have an entire thing that they built. So let's see here, Salt Cave Auburn. Let's see, it's called Prana Salt Lounge. And it's over on 321 Commercial Street. Yeah. And so, that's Mike Chaldone. He's an old client of ours.
Oh, that name sounds really familiar.
Mike is badass. I love that guy. He's one of the most handsome people I've ever met in my life. I'm like, bro, save some for me, man.
Well, no, salt is actually, it actually will absorb negative energy. We have to have it in our bodies. We have to have it for our cells to actually even be able to absorb water.
Very interesting. Nurse Jen Jordan, nursejordan.com, 831-332-3001, 831-332-3001. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Oh, I'm going to talk about the breathing piece.
Let's do that real quick.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the breathing piece. So I would like to add that if everyone could spend at least a couple of minutes each morning before your mind starts to race, breathing slowly in through your nose, holding a little bit at the top, opening your mouth and letting that air release, and then holding at the bottom of that is the still point right there. And magical things can come to you at that point. Breathing back in through your nose, and do that for a couple of minutes, and your life will start to change. And your health will change, your relationships will change. You will be more connected to spirit. You'll hear more messages. Everything will become clearer.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Because literally, Sherry was saying, do the same thing. Before you go into a business meeting, just get your head right.
Yes.
And that's literally, and she had this whole thing on how to do that. It was really interesting. 831-332-3001, nursejenjordan.com. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.